Okay, this is part 3 of the question and answer session of the Turtle and the Tiger.
And here we are,
And
back
here we
again.
are, back again in this lovely, lovely place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so Andy Traska says, let's start with boondocking. How's your water and battery? How's your water and battery power? How is that? And do you have solar? How's the toilet and the shower? Our water is okay. We have 40 gallons in the Turtle, and we have 20 gallons in the Tiger. But the Tiger has a small issue with the water tank right now that hopefully will get fixed pretty soon.
Yep.
But it's still, even though we only fill it up about halfway because of the problem, it still is working out great. It's double filtered. We use the Tiger water as our
Drinking water.
and the Turtle water is cooking and cleaning and
Right.
whatnot.
So the water's been great. I mean, the solar, it's got to be really sunny out, and we can't have any clouds,
Right.
especially if we're out boondocking because of the whole freezer,
Yeah.
fridge going on.
Yeah. We have four AGM batteries, and we have 3 100-watt solar panels. And it just doesn't seem to, you can't quite keep up with the freezer and the fridge when they're running all day, especially if it's warm out. So what we have to do is we have to run the generator. If we don't have any shore power or we're not driving, we have to run the generator for about 30-40 minutes in the morning, and then let the solar continue to top it off the rest of the day if we have solar at all, which we try to get the sun as much as we can. Hopefully we can bump up at least 2 of the panels from 100 watts to 160 watts, and that might take care of the discrepancy in power wise. But other than that, it's been working great. How's the toilet? The toilet, is, you remember, is a composite toilet. Works great.
Composting.
What did I say? Composite?
Composite.
Well, it
It's
is
a composting.
composite.
Yeah, it's a composting
But it does
toilet.
compost.
So that's working great.
Yep.
And the showers have been fine. I mean, we have
Yep.
the outdoor showers. Nothing like being out in Mother Nature.
Yeah. If nobody's coming and you can see for 5 miles, you don't
Right.
have to put up a curtain or nothing. You just throw down the little teak mat and do your business.
Right.
Get it done. How's the toilet and shower? So that's that. Okay. Mike Leaf says, John, any partial or full or worldly multi-dimensional experiences complete, itinerary license allowed, or literary license allowed? You want me to tell that story again?
Yeah. What story?
This pastor story.
Have you already told the pastor
I've
story?
told that story
Okay,
about
so
9,000 times.
You got to go back into another video
Yeah.
and find the pastor
Well,
story.
I don't know that I ever told it on a video, but let's just say that yes, I have, and it's if you want to hear I'll do a separate video on it. How's that? Jim Kreitz says, "What things would you leave behind or take now?" Ooh,
Well, we
ironically,
just left behind the
I had a pellet gun I left behind because I never took it out except once to do some target practice with it. And it was
forgot all about that.
So I took that out. I took out a pair of shoes that I didn't wear, a couple other things.
A little bit of clothing, not
yeah,
much. I
no,
mean, we
yeah.
really had dialed it in when we left.
Pretty well. And I only picked up a pair of boots to replace these, which I'm just hate not wearing them right now, but I'm going to just...
And we took out another cast iron frying pan.
Yes.
And we
Yeah,
took
so
that
now
out so we can bring that out on the road.
Right, we have 2 now, so that's pretty cool.
But yeah, no, we pretty much had that
Yep.
organized well.
It says, if you had to do it all over again, would you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%. It's probably, you know, I think we have moments,
Yeah.
especially maybe a little more in the beginning or in the middle, but
Yeah.
I feel like now that we've almost been doing this for a year,
Yeah.
like we're back in New England right now,
Yep.
and I'm ready to get back out on the
She's
road.
ready to go head
it's-
south.
There's so much that we haven't seen or done.
Yeah.
You know, this journey could take us years.
Yeah. Yeah, we might be doing this for a few more years.
At least.
I'll piggyback that a little bit too, because and we love all our friends and we love all our family, but when we came back into the center of town. I think I'm going on some sacred ground here a little bit, but I gotta say this. When we came back to Amherst, it had been 10 months since we had left. About 10 months, would you say?
Yeah.
So we didn't, I don't, at least for me, I didn't remember how mundane things could be. Like, all we did was, and this is sort of like, this is not poking fun at anybody, but
this is life.
This is life. You get up in the morning, you go to work, you see the same customers every day. The ones that are a pain in the ass are still a pain in the ass. The ones that are nice are nice. You finish the end of the day, you go home, you take a shower, you eat dinner, you go to bed, you get up, you do it all over again the next day. And that's life. That's Monday through Friday. And for me, it was Monday through Friday, or her. It could have been Saturday, it could have been Sunday, and
it was the same routine.
Same thing.
And it was year after year.
Yep.
I mean, I was in my job for 26 years. It was
Yep.
the same.
Right.
I mean, every month, different year,
right.
same old stuff going on. So this is...
So when we came back into town, at least for me, that sort of washed over me again. That what we were there for before to do. And then it was like, oh, okay, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Let's get,
Well,
we almost feel like you want to.
It makes us really appreciate that we're able to do this.
Yeah.
I really think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think about it now, and I'm like, I really like it. I love going out and just
So yes, we would definitely
seeing
do
and
it
doing
again.
different things.
And would you do it differently? No, I don't know how differently we would do it.
We'd have to think about that a little
Yeah.
more, but
Yeah,
I'm sure there are a few little things we...
Darren says, I do a lot of traveling myself over the country, and people are different all over. Where are the best attitudes, friendliest, and meanest? If you had a place to call home, where would it be? Let's go backwards on this. If you had a place to call home, where would it be? Don't have one yet.
I haven't found the place that I would want to call home yet.
Yeah, and I think we went over this a little bit, but where are the best attitudes? So far, the South.
Yeah.
Friendliest in the South.
The meanest?
Where's the meanest? What's the meanest anything's ever said to either one of us the whole time we've been out? Would it be the gal in the white Mercedes SUV that told me to F myself?
Oh, right, when we were going up
Yeah.
Independence Pass?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the meanest
Yeah.
or the rudest,
Yeah.
I'd have to say, were the drivers in Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I'd
That's
have
true.
to say that they are by far...
Yeah. And somebody did say something once that they claim that those are transplants. Well, whatever.
Everybody's a transplant somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. You can't shirk that responsibility. You got to own it.
Because...
Yep.
Yeah.
Susan Riley. Okay, I'm curious. Other than friends and families, what have you missed the most about being on the road so long?
Hands down,
Yep.
the Pioneer Valley's quality of food.
Yep.
The farmers markets, the
Yep.
farm stands, just the freshness of the food.
Yep.
Hands down, I mean, we haven't found it in another state yet.
Yeah. So every time you see a farmer's field that, has grown corn or squash or something like that, and all of a sudden you see houses going up on it, you need to think about that, because out here, there ain't no food. I mean,
Unless
you'd
it's
think
corn
there would be
or soybeans.
you'd think out in Colorado and places west there'd be, there's all this land. No, it doesn't work that
And
way.
the quality of food out there
Yep.
for vegetables and fruits is just horrible. So
Yeah.
I appreciate everything that we have
Yeah.
back in New England.
Not that we didn't before, but we just didn't realize how crappy it was out anywhere else. Talk to me about, Tara Lashway says, talk to me about bathroom moments. Everyone poops best at home. So how are you adjusting to this on the road? Yes, I'm serious.
Only you would
Yeah.
ask that.
Yeah.
I don't think that we really have, it's like Tara, I mean, if you're at work, you go to the bathroom at work. It's not your house.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not really that big a deal. Or,
Yeah.
we're in the rig, or
Yep.
it's,
I don't have any bathroom moments. The only bathroom moments that I come close to are just sort of, if you're using a public restroom,
Sometimes,
yeah, it's just yeah. And some campgrounds too. I mean, some campgrounds are really super clean, and some campgrounds are just gamey.
like, you gotta go in and clean it
Well,
first.
you got to go in and clean it yourself.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because the design of these things has come a long way. Some of these modular outhouses that they have now can be pretty clean.
Yep.
But if they're not taking care of them, and that's what it basically comes down to, it's just like you don't take care of it, it's going to be gross, and sometimes that does happen. Greg Steve says, and I guess I cut him off here. He says, have you found a need for developing an ideal ratio of drive versus stay distance or time to maintain the rig's batteries or other systems? Well, it sort of depends on how depleted they are in the morning if you're going to drive that afternoon. If they're really depleted and you don't drive that far, they don't get rejuvenated. But for the most part, I think that if I can throw a number out there, if they're at 80% and you start driving in the morning, you can get back to 100% by the end of the day without any problems. But if they're down at 75 or lower, you might come up short at the end of the day. But from what I understand, at the rally, the gentleman that I talked to about the batteries and the solar said that you do not, in fact, have to bring them back to 100% at the end of every single day. So then we're safe there, because that doesn't always happen. It happens more now than it used to, but at the beginning it didn't necessarily. How was the wear and tear on both the Tiger and the Turtle? And I was really happy that we got to have him take a look at that, and he says they're great, so I guess they're great. What top 3 things have become
And the turtle,
Yeah,
I mean,
and the
we
turtle,
took it in the
yeah.
CGA and
Oh, yeah.
everything was good on it.
So the Turtle actually got to be looked at by our friends at Valley Welding, Jerry and his guys. Took a look at it, and the guy that looked at it, now this was after the truck had been on the road well over 14,000 miles, because he didn't do anything to the trailer, I don't think, except for when I first bought it. He checked it out. And so when they looked at it again, it wasn't until we put another 14,000 plus on it, and the guy looked at it and said it looked brand new, like the grease hadn't even had a chance to break down on it, that the bearings were just like almost brand new, that it was so well built. He said it's wearing like it's timeless. So we're very, very, very happy about that, because that's very, you get on the road and you throw a bearing or something, and the next thing you scar up a spindle, and then you're into a spindle change. It's not something you want to do on the side of the road. We can do it. It's just a lot of work that you don't want to do. So that ends up round 3, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to go a little long. Should we go a little long and answer the last one? Okay, so
There's only a couple more.
Vanessa said, how are you both?
Doing great.
We're great. Thanks,
And you?
Vanessa. And you? Yeah. And maybe we should put a little plug in for Vanessa. She's a pretty cool life coach, a fitness coach. I'm gonna put a little link in there, Vanessa, for you. Maybe you could do, one back scratches the other kind of thing. Michelle asks, since most of my questions have already been asked, what was the best, worst house sit and why? Would you incorporate the house sit in your next travel plans? Yeah, let's go backwards on it. Yes, we will incorporate. Yes. Would you say?
Yep. I mean, we've already had
Yep.
1, 2, 3 former house sits get back in contact with us to see if we'd be willing to go back to actually Georgia and Colorado.
Yep.
So there's probably about 4 different people that have asked
Yeah.
us to come back that we would probably go back to if our timeline fits in.
Yep.
And the worst,
Okay, so
Albuquerque.
yeah,
once
the
again.
Albuquerque was the worst, but we've had a couple
Yeah.
since then that we wouldn't consider them as the worst, not as bad as Albuquerque necessarily.
But a couple that, you know,
Kind of
you looked at the houses,
Yeah.
you thought that they'd be clean, and they weren't,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So,
not as clean as most people keep their houses anyway. And the problem with one of them was, and I'm going to say it flat out, is that the people had plenty of money to at least hire somebody to come in and clean the house.
yes.
And
As well they
I mean,
should be.
they spend so much time traveling that, you know, and it's not for business; it's for luxury. And but they got the house from their parents, so I don't, you know, the whole appreciation thing, the sense of, you know, what it's like to really buy, build, and maintain a house just isn't there. So to them,
They
it's
didn't
more
have
like
that.
a frat house, I think, or sorority house, and they're in or out, and everything's dirty and dusty, and you know,
Not well maintained.
Yeah.
And then we had another one, the house was only 20 somewhat years old, maybe 25, and it just wasn't maintained very well.
no.
So,
Which
Yeah.
one was that? Just give me a hint.
the last one in Colorado.
Oh yeah.
You know, that was a last minute gig that we took. So,
Yep. Yeah.
but I mean, we've had some great house sits
Yeah.
that I would definitely, I mean, I think
yeah.
we keep upping
Yeah.
what we're looking for in a house
Definitely.
sitting there.
Yeah. I definitely, if anybody wants to do this for an extended period of time, it's definitely well worth it. Yep. So anyway, so that's the end of the question and answer session. So thank you so much for all your questions. We hope we gave somewhat of an answer or two.
I think, yeah.
So one more thing is we're currently in New England right now, and our plan is to probably stick around to the end of October, and then we're going to head south, and that'll be season 2. So we're going to have season 2 coming up whenever we get internet, because you never know. So if you don't see a video for a while, don't just hang in there. They'll be coming. So until next time,
See ya.
be safe. Take care.